ready for first serve from Rec Hall, and we are underway in the EIVA tournament. Whitfield out of the middle, and Princeton strikes first.
Yeah, I mean, right there, it's always nice to run tempo. Once you have somebody going, it starts with good passing, and that was as clean of a side out as you could get.
Tristan Whitfield, the middle blocker, all EIVA second team selection. He's the conference defensive player of the week. He went for 14 kills across 2 matches against Harvard. And George Mason gets one back from Jackson Herbert. Andrew Werner back to serve with Werner Chance coming from the bench. They are tight to the service line. Wetland off the block, it's kept alive. Alvear will be the main libero today for Princeton, despite playing 2. Evangelista hits into the triple block, but Evangelista again this time gets the kill.
Yeah, I mean, it was some great defense on block coverage by Alvear, really on that far side, but you know, Princeton's kind of been preaching great defense really all season. That time, George Mason just kind of wore him out.
2 teams whose defenses will be crucial in this match, as well as the entire tournament if they move on. Joust at the net, pops over to Alvear. Free ball. Oh, creative from Georgi Zahariev for the kill.
Yeah, I mean, he saw that business up front, and instead of just setting it, he knew he could have it. And that was a real nice dump, and George Mason's got it back.
The setter with a smart play. We know he's intelligent. He's got a 4.0 GPA. He's a computer science major. And Zahariev has his kill matched by Whitfield, his second.
And so far, it's been side out, side out, side out, because neither team breaking away early, and that's good here in this first set of the 3v6.
Blocked back by Ethan Wells, and on the second effort, Alexander Lilly gets the kill.
I mean, that's just Seam sitting there, and real nice job spotting the middle and finding it right through. And once again, we'll see right there is a good serve after the block touch, good setup, good right through.
He's an all-conference first-teamer, Alexander Lilly, the sophomore. Back set and a block. Ooh, that had some fire on it from Owen Mellon.
Yeah, that was pretty terminal. The team leader in points per set, kills per set, and hitting percentage for all pins.
238th kill of the year for Owen Mellon. Nolan Kelly to serve. There's Wetland down the line and in. Around the triple block, kept alive by Alvear. And that goes out of bounds on the swing from Vina.
Yeah, I think he tried to bring it a bit sharp cross there and just couldn't keep it within the lines. It is a short court they're working with between the lines.
Floating serve from Lilly, out of the middle. Ethan Wells with a kill.
I mean, the short serve was well covered for. They had pretty much everybody up on that attack line. And I mean, they were not playing the deep serve at all. That's really good in terms of taking advantage of how they serve.
And now it's the big 6'8" middle blocker Wells to serve. Out of the middle, it's Whitfield. Services are high risk, high reward in men's volleyball. Wetland tips it over into the campfire.
I mean, yeah, when you're working off of the D-ball attack, you can just kind of terminate there instead. He sees the coverage coming up, and it's just beautifully played. A little tip over the double off of Alvear.
Aiden Welton was an all EIVA first team selection. Great set, and Princeton gets the point from Andrew Werner. What a look from Nolan Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, he's really able to manipulate the ball well, go either from the pin or to the middle, and it's been fantastic to watch so far. Princeton with a .455 hitting percentage, just one attack error from Ivina.
Popped up for Welton, and that is perfect placement.
Yeah, I mean, nice job right there going a little deep cross and even over the triple. You got a couple of options. Either hit through it, tip over, and he just finds a way to pop it through.
Elijah Lazor just put it over everyone's head and inbounds.
Yeah, I think what Princeton is doing on the serve receive is kind of interesting because they're playing the short serve really a lot.
He gives Princeton trouble again. Owen Mellon has to adjust. Out of the middle, an attack error by Lilly. He put it off the net, point Princeton.
Yeah, I mean, the serve kind of gave him fits, but they were able to readjust, and it is something good that, you know, if they serve it deep, it's not going to be very tactical, and Princeton able to cover.
Second look for Evangelista. Now a third look. Evangelista off the high hands for the kill.
A little frustration behind that, but he was able to get some hands along the way, so you always got to appreciate that. And now George Mason gets one back. Much needed point.
Yorgi Zahariev will serve. Coming from the back row for the swing, and it is blocked and out of bounds for a Princeton point.
I mean, that wasn't good enough D-ball. I think he got just enough to hit tape and then hands, and ends up coming back Princeton with the score.
Andrew Werner with the kill. Roll shot sent right back over. Back set for Evangelista into a triple block.
Yeah, I think it's one bad pass kind of dictates how an entire rally goes. It was a tough hand cover from Kins, and then you had that bump set. It ends up coming back, but they're still kind of out of work.
Out of the middle, Alexander Lilly with a rocket.
I always love to see it when you can run tempo. It starts from the good passing, but once again, he's running the good tempo, and that can really wear down the block of the other team, and it's kind of what we touched on a bit pregame.
Kelly the set and a block. Wells had it sent back, and George Mason has a 1-point lead.
They were all over that one. I mean, just not able to tip it over. Not really even a thought. Snap decision.
First half of the first set has been about as close as it gets, and Lilly with a block.
Fantastic.
The Princeton bench with a lot of synergy as well. Overpass on the serve. It popped off the shoulder of Kins. And Princeton able to escape with the point.
You got to be terminal on those overpasses, especially, you know, if you have it that tight to the net. If it's less tight to the net, you have a little bit of leeway, but either way, just forcing George Mason to make their own mistakes, and now it's all knotted up.
Evangelista somehow popped up by Alvear, and a free ball from Kelly. down the line and inbounds from Jackson Herbert. George Mason, one of the keys for them when they swept Princeton was starting fast. They haven't started as fast as they did a couple weeks ago, but up by 2. But if you're Princeton, you can't be disappointed with this start.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, head coach Sam Schweisky talked about a pregame about the gratitude factor.
They barely beat Harvard. They beat them 3-2 and 3-0 in that sweep, but they were 2 points away from having their season ended. And Sam Schweisky, who we talked to pregame, said they're playing with a lot of gratitude, a lot of joy. They're just happy to be here, and Wells gets another kill, the middle blocker.
Yeah, I mean, more than happy to be there. You're got to be more than happy with another quick set that ends up working well enough to slow down the middles. But, yeah, I mean, the gratitude factor definitely on display here so far.
They're making a lot of noise on the bench. They're just happy to be playing another game and trying to keep the season alive even longer. Wells to serve. Solo block by Ryan Vina.
Going into this one.
Out of the middle, tapped over by Mellon. Evangelista from the back row. George Mason up 3 once again.
Yeah, that's just what happens there.
Princeton hanging around, and you can't give up those freebies late. Whitfield gets one back.
Yeah, I mean, again, the thing is with them covering the short serve, if they get good passing off of that, they can run tempo. That's what you see right there. A great job by Whitfield, who has been terminal today. 4 kills on 4 attempts.
Whitfield adds a service ace to his stat line.
Yeah, the first for the Tigers of the day, and now trying to string a little bit of a rally together, or a scoring run, shall we say.
Evangelista has to adjust midair. Evangelista again out of bounds. 3-0 Princeton run.
And forcing some error out of Evangelista.
Back set for Welton. And it's a George Mason point. Mellon tried to keep it alive at the antenna.
Yeah, that's going to be a lift right there. Just can't have that. But, I mean, a good 3-0 run. Can't take anything away from it, but now it's getting close. Both teams in the red zone.
That serve might have been going out of bounds. Kelly pops it up. Kept alive by Werner. Mellon. Princeton out of system. Tapped back by Mellon and down for a George Mason point. Kelly with the set, and coming out of the back row is Vina for the kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's great when you can have your opposite do that. Nice little bait the middle to the run the bick, and then you just cut that back.
Kelly will serve. George Mason trying to make it set point. Welton with 2 hands, got it down. Dast missed it out of bounds. George Mason takes set 1. Friends off the floor, and they meet with a trip to the EIVA tournament semis on the line. We're underway in the second set, and immediately Elijah Lazor puts George Mason on the board.
Yeah, another clean side out to get things started. Before Princeton could even wake up from their serve, they're already attacking against some kind of an interesting decision to put Wells in to serve first. I mean, I haven't really seen that since the George Mason series.
Firing out of the back row for the kill is Owen Mellon. We haven't called his name much.
Yeah, I mean, but when he has, I mean, he's been good all year. So far, really a lot of his swings have been covered. 7 of his swings have been covered, only 2 kills and 10 attempts.
Evangelista popped it over out of bounds and a kill for Werner.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, Ricochet just goes out of bounds. There's none of it coming back in. It's just the momentum of where the ball is going.
Vina will serve. Welton with the free ball. Mellon had it dug out. Whitfield is 5 for 5. Kristen Whitfield is on fire to start the day.
Yeah, I mean, you see why right there. He's able to bring the swing right back through, kind of hit through the line down the middle, and does a real nice job at Princeton right back into this one. Trying to get some early momentum.
Good rally is ended by Ryan Vina, and Princeton is on a 4-0 run.
That's what we talked about. Sam Schweisky pregame also said about how that hard work is paying off on defense. And 2 swings get covered, puts right back up, and Vina's able to terminate that rally.
He said they have to be scrappy on defense, keep points alive. That's exactly what they just did. George Mason ends the run. They needed that one.
Yeah, I mean, good swing, just catches the double into the web, and, you know, one of the more desired results, even if it's not just finding the seam.
Werner tries to go cross court, but George Mason gets the point.
And now, as you kind of notice, Princeton's playing a bit deeper on their serve receive as they were at the start. They were crowded up at the attack line, and now they're kind of playing back near the back line.
Overpass, joust at the net. Princeton is lucky to.
You were just saying.
Zahariev tried the dump again. Big swing from Herbert. Princeton out of system. Kelly with the free ball. And Evangelista ends the rally. Cross court set. Aiden Welton missed it long. George Mason thinks there was a touch. Jay Hussick does not have a challenge card. Looks like he wants to challenge it, but he doesn't have anything to show that.
Yeah, I mean,
now his players are going to tell him to not do it. They're not 100% sure.
Yeah, you don't want to, you know, have a penalty kind of be as a result of it. Just swallow it, take the point, and try and get a rally with your better rotations.
So George Mason will hold on to their challenge. So much trust between players and coaches when it comes to challenges. Hussick was ready to do it, but he didn't have the card. And then his players told him, no, it's not worth it. Welton down the line, missed it out of bounds. Princeton is hitting an even 500 in the second set. Well, that'll work. Alexander Lilly put that one down hard.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was much needed. Lily, again, we haven't really been calling his name a lot today, but does a real nice job. 3 kills.
Back set for Welton. Werner was there. Set from Evangelista off the block. Here's Lily. Puffed back over. It'll go as a block for Ethan Wells.
Some fantastic defense we're seeing on display, both sides from the floor. But, I mean, at that point, nobody in block coverage. It goes over the head and the hands of Nardoni, and, I mean, it delivers there. Princeton looking to get on a bit of some more momentum run.
Cross-court set. What a dig by Nolan Kelly. But the swing misses long from Ryan Vina. Princeton leads 11-6 after the overturned call. Miscommunication, an overpass, and it's hammered down by Vina.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take that, but just they have to start mounting a rally soon.
Set from the blocker, Wells. Werner rejected by the triple block.
Yeah, I mean, Princeton does play the tape serve well. It just ends up being that it comes back. The triple is ready to go. They're not fooled by any potential call and just goes right up. You got Welton, Lazor, and Herbert all there on the block.
Out of system, Welton with the swing. Off the hands for a Princeton point.
Out of system on both sides. Princeton doing a real nice job being able to manage the block. They're, you know, in the top 3 in terms of opponent blocks. 2.31 opponent blocks per set going into this one in the EIVA.
Lazor out of the middle, gives Princeton trouble. Free ball from Werner. Evangelista from the back row.
I think Whitfield half committed and then half committed again, and at that point, there was no blocker. It was a one-on-none situation. He splits it right through. That's the first time Tristan Whitfield has had a swing that was covered today.
There is Whitfield, and he has it roofed by Lazor.
At some point, it's going to come down where George Mason gets the block.
From the back row, there was a touch for a Princeton point.
It was audible from our side. I think we both heard there was just a little bit coming off the net at that point. A touch from Herbert.
Owen Mellon with the kill, his third on 14 swings. Whitfield with the block. That's his first.
Tips it and then tips the D ball, and right there, once again, the middles are, you know, they're not phased. They're not confused by this. They know exactly where that ball is going to, and the tip was just the cherry on top.
A lot of hang time from Whitfield. Princeton up 6. Tight to the net, not much Werner could do.
Yeah, at that point, it's kind of your presence is what dictates how it goes. One way or another, kind of forcing the error by just where you are positioned. You want to try and tool it, but you can't even find hands.
Big time block from Evangelista. Evangelista, whoa! Straight down for a George Mason point.
And that all starts from the fantastic set it ends up being from pin to pin from Zahariev. Splits the difference. Whitfield unable to get there.
Georgi Zahariev, an all EIVA first team setter. Ryan Vina missed it long. George Mason feels like they're back in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough timing of the jump in the set. The set was kind of coming down from its apex at that point and had to push it through was Vina and was unable to.
Kept alive somehow by George Mason. And then it's blocked by Zahariev. Off his fingertips once again. Zahariev the set. Evangelista taps it over. What a rally we've got. From the back row, point George Mason. A violation by Vina. Ryan, you can tell that they are fired up.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You know, when one of the hotter teams in the EIVA gets hot, not a whole lot can slow them down.
Princeton finally able to end the run after a good rally.
Caught in the web, but again, finding the touch, and it's just another one, a great kill. Now it gives it back to Whitfield, one of the better servers for Princeton.
Zahariev set to the middle for the Lily kill.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic job right there. It's just, they played the float really well. Just, I think they were just ready for it at that point. Great receive by Herbert, and then set right through between the middle.
Coming from the back row and missing long is Vina. George Mason is within one. Their fans love it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was a great effort, but once again, just couldn't find hands off of it. Now George Mason comes back. Now they're only down 2.
What a job by the libero, Nardoni. Punch back up for the free ball. Nardoni there again. And that one goes off the bleachers. If they made another ridiculous save, that would have been unbelievable. George Mason has no quit, trailing by 2.
I think that was in the back row off maybe the bicep or the tricep of one of the players in the back row, and then it's just keeps coming back, and you know, we're just seeing an old-fashioned, you know, great defensive game, just back and forth. The floor is doing great. It's been fantastic on both sides.
Is it what you expected coming into the match?
Oh, absolutely. 0.94 hit percentage for Princeton, and then 103 for George Mason in the set.
This is postseason volleyball. Defense on full display. 24 in black. Nolan Kelly has 4 of those digs. George Mason able to get a point back.
You know, those clean side outs are working well. I mean, but the thing is like, when Princeton is able to slow the game down, that's where they are winning. When George Mason can speed it up, that's where they're winning.
Back set for Mellon. And there was nothing that Robbie Nardoni could do.
Yeah, I mean, there was a nice attempt by Welton to try and come across that. We kind of saw that with Penn State earlier on this season. Michael Schwob with a successful pass. I believe it was in the Mount Olive game in the opener.
Evangelista, what a dig by Kelly. Werner going for the high hands, and there was no touch. Point George Mason.
Got to let Princeton make their own mistakes there, but still, I mean, got to credit a good serve regardless. Just ruthlessly hitting the tape, but George Mason able to play it well.
Looked like Sam Schweisky thought about challenging. He does not. 21-19 Tigers. Werner off the hands for the kill. 22-20 Princeton in the second set. Werner into the triple block, and he got it down.
You know, that ball can really go anywhere. Either it can go towards us at the scores table, it can go more towards the back line, or it can kind of go from pin to pin on the attack line right there. It was only the libero on block coverage and was not enough space for a cover.
Joust at the net, Whitfield wins it, and he has some words for Zahariev.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're just gonna talk your talk at that point. I mean, he's got 6 kills on 8 attempts. He's been pretty good there, but kind of zips it down the lunch pail.
Set point for Princeton. George Mason stays alive.
Yeah, it is it's real good art going back and forth, but just able to bait the middles there, go towards your pin, or the block is not committing. Gets one right back.
Whitfield. Free ball. Whitfield again. Pancaked up by Herbert. Evangelista could not keep it in. Princeton takes set 2, 25-21, and we're tied. George Mason serves to get the third set started. Whitfield rejected. Evangelista and Lilly were all over it.
As Evangelista just has to duck out of the way there.
Lilly off the hands of Whitfield. Mellon into the triple block, and he tooled it.
Yeah, I mean, as for Princeton, they have 6 players with digs so far today, and you see why right there. The dig to kill goes off the triple block this time, a bit of a better management of the block.
Tight to the net, and Princeton gets the point. Mellon was there, and then the ball got caught between his legs.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I think he was expecting the set to go long, over all the way to the antenna, and that just wasn't the case.
Zahariev for Lilly for the kill. Those two have been in sync all day.
Yeah, I mean, so far, Alexander Lilly's got, now it's 6 kills on only 2 errors and 12 attempts. When he gets the ball, he's just been terminated.
Mellon tools the block again.
Something Princeton's been doing really well in this game has been managing the block in good situations. Only 6 blocks from George Mason today, 6 for Princeton, but you know, of the swings that have gone across, Princeton's done a good job of at least just finding hands.
Mellon is catching fire in the third set. Princeton said they're playing with a lot of joy. They were 2 points away from having their season ended in the regular season. 7 teams in the EIVA. The top 6 make the tournament. Bodies collide. George Mason gets the point.
Got to admire the effort from Kelly there, but he just ran out of hardwood. At that point, it goes well over the triple. That time it's just one of those unlucky covers where it actually hits the floor.
Back set for Mellon. Herbert into the triple block. Point Princeton.
Princeton's reading the attack very well. They're not kind of baited one way or another, and it kind of sets up these triple blocks where, you know, at least one of them is going to get a touch, and then everybody gets credited with that block.
Overpass off the serve. It is kept alive. Out of the back row, Owen Mellon again.
9 kills today, and they're just feeding him right now. Right through the back row. That really just comes off of the free ball, unable to really get the defense recouped. Princeton able to take advantage.
That was his 26th swing of the afternoon. Owen Mellon has 4 kills in the 3rd set already.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fantastic to watch, but, you know, the difference between him and the next highest is Andrew Werner, who has 15. He actually led the team, Mellon did, on last Saturday with 27 swings in the 3-set win.
Ambrose Engling, who's off the bench for the first time, keeps it alive. George Mason in system, and a kill for Aiden Welton.
Yeah, I mean, again, great defense. Engling makes a great effort to bring it back in, but at that point, once again, George Mason is just a lot faster and well-adjusted. He hits down the line.
Welton now has 10 kills on 25 attacks. Here's Engling. Ambrose Engling, an immediate impact off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, he hit negative last Saturday, going 2 kills, 4 errors, and 7 attempts. And so far, he's provided a lot of great support so far. I mean, he's got 1 kill on 2 errorless, looking to keep that up as he stays in.
Sophomore from Middleton, Wisconsin. Tipped over, and a kill for the middle blocker, Elijah Lazor.
A little bit of mind games. He had a hand on that, and there's just no coverage at that point. Not any that you're at least expecting, and George Mason gets another one back.
Lazor back in his home state from Parksburg, Pennsylvania. Mellon from the back row. He is stuffed by Lillian Evangelista. George Mason ties it in the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's a good effort, and overall, you like how that is, but it just ends up being a bit too low, and enough for the block.
Andrew Werner with the swing and a kill.
Yeah, I mean, once again, just very simple. Nothing gets covered on that one. Princeton gets one back, and fantastic swing for Werner.
Aiden Welton tries to go cross court and misses out of bounds.
I mean, again, great awareness, is watching around the sideline to see maybe if that ball is getting a chance of getting covered, and he just sees it go wide.
Alexander Lilly with the kill. We are going back and forth in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, I mean, this entire match has been fun to watch. Neither team really pulling away from each other, really. Even in that 2nd set, Princeton was facing a little bit of struggle from George Mason.
George Mason won the 1st set 25-23. Princeton won the 2nd 25-21. Ambrose Engling with his 2nd kill.
Gotta love it right there. He's running the D-ball a bit of a more natural opposite hitter. And he's able to split the difference. Nice job, Princeton, again, with the momentum. the easier it is.
Getting under it is Alviar. Swing from Mellon, a whistle, and a George Mason violation. Point Princeton.
Yeah, I mean, Princeton continuing that momentum, just letting George Mason have its own mistakes, commit its own errors.
Princeton is hitting .455 in the third set. George Mason at 133. Lilly didn't get a good piece of it, but Andrew Werner dug it right back over and out of bounds. Zahariev to Lilly with the kill. He's fired up.
Yeah, it's been real nice to see another great kill, but once again, a good receive. They're reading the serve well, and it's really helping them with their passing, which ends up being a great attack.
Lilly is hitting .467. That was his 9th kill. Tight to the net. It does not matter. Ethan Wells with the kill.
Yeah, Wells only his 3rd kill of the day, but ends up working really well, especially if you can just run the tempo or just set to your middles. It's the most ideal situation. Good set ahead, splits the difference between two blockers not fully having their hands up. George Mason might need to play from behind, and they don't want to have to do that in the 4th set.
What a dig. Rowan Alviar somehow got under it, and Princeton gets the point.
It's been fantastic swings from George Mason, but even more fantastic digs. And it ends up going a real nice attack, a good swing, and just able to get enough over through the seam. Princeton really working here.
Princeton had 2 liberos in their starting lineup, Rowan Alviar and Simon Shao. We asked Coach Schweisky, who's the primary libero? And he said it's Alviar. When he is on, he is spectacular. He is leading Princeton to a 6-point lead in the 3rd set.
Yeah, I mean, he's been spectacular, as you've said. He's had 6 digs and even working well out of system. He's got 5 assists as well to boot.
And George Mason is bringing on a new setter. Gabe Metcalf is on the floor for the first time, as is Sebastian Sanchez, the pin hitter.
He hasn't had any assists since April 10th, so something to look out for.
The Patriots looking for any response they can find right now. 18-12 Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, George Mason hitting 182 in the set, 207 overall, not really playing up to par for what they have. One of the better hitting teams in the entire EIVA, and getting fits here.
The 2 new guys on the floor combine. Nice job by Princeton to keep it off the floor, but this time they can't, as Jackson Herbert keeps it in the front row for the kill.
Went out a couple new substitutions.
Evangelista pops it over. Werner with fire. Another kill for Andrew Werner. It is 20-13.
Yeah, I mean, that is his 9th kill of the match, and we see why right there. He's had all but 4 of his swings in his 18 attempts to be covered, and we see why right there. A nice terminal swing right over the triple.
12-5 run for Princeton. This set was tied at 8 apiece. There's a big response from Lazor.
Yeah, but, I mean, once again, George Mason's done a real nice job of just that all game. If there was just clean side-outs and just great passing, then George Mason would be winning this one. But, you know, once Princeton is able to slow the game down, they're able to make it so much easier for themselves.
Werner rejected. Solo stuff for Sebastian Sanchez.
You got to appreciate the pin hitter coming off the bench. And, I mean, once again, you love having those one-on-ones. It's a great audition for things to come.
Angling, back to him. Angling again. Roll shot down. Third kill of the set for Ambrose Angling.
They're hitting it all over the court, whether it's a roll shot here, a tip there, an aggressive swing here, and he just is able to get a real nice attack. And Angling's been one to watch out for. 3 kills on 5 errorless.
Alexander Lilly puts it straight down. The middle blockers have some powerful swings for George Mason.
Yeah, I mean, combined today, they have 14 kills on 22 attempts. And a bulk of that being 10 from Lilly.
Tipped over by Mellon, and another George Mason violation, and a point for Princeton.
Yeah, we saw the antenna be touched there. I think it was either that or a net violation. And it's a good enough side out, and Princeton 2 points away.
Lilly blocked. Ethan Wells makes it set point.
That set was really low, not enough to get it over the tape. And at that point, the jump timing was all off kilter.
Stuffed at the net by Wells. Princeton takes set 3 and leads 2-1. Winner of this gets NJIT in the semis. Princeton leads 2-1. The 4th set is underway. Lilly blocked.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get the crowd pop from somewhere, either from the bench or from the stands.
Off the hands for the kill from Owen Mellon.
Finding hands again, and George Mason only 8 blocks so far in the match through 3 full sets, and you see why again right there, doing a fantastic job of managing the block, one of the things they've been able to do well this year.
12th kill for Owen Mellon.
Fantastic swing from Lilly there, as now he's up to the leaderboard in kills for George Mason, 11 today on 19 attempts.
Mellon down the line. There was nothing Zahariev could do about it.
Block ends up being too slow and makes him pay for it right there. A real nice job.
Sanchez, whoa! Sebastian Sanchez with a missile.
His first kill of the day comes in with quite some speed, and he's able to really get a nice aggressive serve. Comes right back up and keeps Princeton in this.
Princeton gets one back from Angling. Ambrose Angling has been a nice spark off the bench for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, going back and forth off the bench, take Sebastian Sanchez off the bench, he has a great swing. You have Ambrose Angling off the bench, and he has 4 kills on 6 errorless.
Sanchez again. Alviar kept it up with the body. Sanchez, it's a Princeton point. Thought he tooled the block, but the Tigers lead 5-3.
Even then, he was just trying to get it down, a little sharp cross from pin to pin, but, you know, he gets set up right there past the attack line and just goes wide.
Herbert swings into the triple block. Point Princeton, and they are loving it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be able to match tempo with not 2 but 3 blockers on that shoot, I mean, that's just some fantastic work from Princeton, matching there on the block.
Herbert has to adjust midair. Werner has it sent back. Angling free ball. Zahariev set to the back row for Evangelista. Werner tools the block. Andrew Werner with his 11th. It is 7-3.
George Mason having no response for how Princeton is just tooling the block over and over again so far in this set. George Mason has 0 blocks through the first 10 points scored combined by their side. Now a 4-0 scoring run for the Tigers.
Patriots almost look defeated. Still a lot of volleyball left to be played.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in their faces right now, but now's the biggest time to readjust.
That won't help them adjust.
But the Pins have been struggling. 71 attempts for them.
Almost perfect corner placement from Werner, but out of bounds. Point George Mason. What do the Patriots have to do to get back in this?
Yeah, I mean, it just has to start with what is really the big factor for them anyways, is just getting more terminal swings, finding a way to get more seams, because there's always going to be more seams. There's always going to be a way to at least manage the Princeton block, shoot, get more tempo, and just have better passing to kind of tie that all in together.
A lot of volleyball left to be played in this quarterfinal. Joust at the net, point George Mason. Nolan Kelly reached over.
Yeah, it's a tough net violation. You got a one-on-one, almost a little joust going on there, and George Mason will definitely take that.
Sanchez serves, gives Princeton trouble, and drops down an ace.
His first service ace of the day, his second service ace in terms of the entire team. There's only been 3 combined service aces. Some great passing so far today, but right there, nice powerful serve. That's a little bit of what you want to get back if you're George Mason.
63 miles an hour from Sanchez. He'll do it again.
Pretty solid.
Herbert, roll shot. Engling misses way long. Point George Mason. Zahariev set to the middle, and Lazor with the kill.
Either team breaking away from it has been really fun to watch.
Evangelista off the hands. What a job by Princeton to stay in system. Evangelista again. Set from Kelly. Oh, look out. Zahariev and Sanchez. Patriots trail by 3 as we approach the midway point of the 4th set. Big swing and kill from Evangelista. He's been a bright spot when the outside hitters have struggled.
Yeah, I mean, 7 kills on 20 attempts, and really hoping to help feed the Pins a little bit better. It really starts from your outsides if you want a solid attack that is consistent.
Service error. Evangelista's an all-conference second-team selection from Rochester, New York. Werner back to serve. Princeton up 12-9. Can the Tigers pull away like they did in the third? Evangelista into the triple block. Sanchez pops it over. Alvear is there. Out of the middle, Whitfield, another kill.
Still in a three-point hole, maybe get it on this rotation.
Georgi Zahariev with a tough serve. And then it's punched by Zahariev, and unable to chase it down was Nardoni for a Princeton point.
Sometimes you even see those on the platform passes that end up going a bit too far for the setter. And that time, it's just a bad ricochet and too far for the libero.
Evangelista goes above the block. Whoa, that is a missile from Engling.
Engling coming off the bench, and he's made quite the impact so far. I mean, he's already had 5 kills on the day. Now make that number 6.
Jack Lopez comes in to replace Jackson Herbert. We saw Lopez for a moment, and then he was wearing a heater on his back between sets. He's back on the floor. He makes first contact. Out of the middle, Alexander Lilly. Lilly again out of the middle, and this time he's roofed. Ryan Vina with help from Mellon.
Yeah, Vino was swapping in with Engling that time. A lot of one-on-one situations, and this time it works towards Princeton's benefit.
Serve is lofted over, and it's an ace. Nolan Kelly puts Princeton up 18-11.
Haven't seen it a lot today. It's really the emphasis on service pressure. Because between the two, that's just the 4th combined.
Lopez with a rocket. George Mason needed that one bad.
We saw Lopez do really well as a passer, both in pregame warm-ups and so far today, but it's good to see he's got a rocket arm as well.
Attack error by Vina. He put it into the net. Mellon above the block. Owen Mellon rises up and drops it down.
Yeah, Mellon leading all Princeton hitters so far in kills today. Make that number 15. And he's been playing quite the game.
Back set for Sanchez down the line, but he missed it.
You know what the significance of this match is.
George Mason out of system. Mellon with the dig. Off the triple block and out. It's Ambrose Engling again.
Tooling the block, tooling the block, tooling the block. And you see it once again. They're out of system. It doesn't matter. It pops up off of Zahariev, and he knows it.
21-14 Princeton. Vina off the tape. Out of the back row. It's an attack error by Evangelista.
Absolutely, you cannot have that right there. Comes back to Princeton. You know, Princeton's letting George Mason make those mistakes, not making so many of their own.
Jack Lopez puts it down. The benches have been great for both sides today.
Yeah, I mean, right there, he comes into the game. He's got 2 kills on 3 errorless. A little bright spot off the bench and hopefully a sign of things to come.
Ambrose Angling with fire, 23-15.
I mean, to have a bench as deep as that, to have a guy like Engling, who's not your typical starter, go out there and terminate it like that, it's been fantastic to see.
He has 8 kills with 1 error. It's a net violation against George Mason. Andrew Werner ends it. After barely sneaking into the tournament, Princeton, as the 6th seed, moves on to the EIVA semis.